Writing Stories for Book Talk, Part 52. Welcome back to my series where I write my commenters as if they were characters in my upcoming story, Glassheart. Sarah, I took a look at your profile, your story, and I'm not entirely sure if I can give it justice. I took inspiration from what you've been through, and I wrote something for you, and I do hope you enjoy it. You gotta have hope. Hardship is the name of the game out here in the Agrava Desert. Safety and security are a luxury only to the rich and powerful. Danger lurks in the skies as roaming pirates attack for those that are just trying to find the next outpost. It also lurks underneath the sands, and in between those two options, most would take their chances with the pirates. Worms can pop out of the sands at any time. These terrors are vicious pack hunters that will eat anything on legs, and it has been your job to hunt them down. Each day you had to fight for survival to thin their population. A worm's hide is as tough as armor, and you never know where they will strike from. The shims are halfway decent, but you've had to burn many funeral wreaths. You've lost many people that are close to you as family. Some days it just doesn't seem like there's a point to go on. And then the unexpected happened. You became pregnant. Something that you thought wasn't even in the cards. Suddenly, many questions pop up that needed answers and quick. You couldn't stay a worm hunter. Where would you go? Dole Rim? The hills? Could you make the trek to Solace? You and your partner decided on the foothills. There you could at least find some form of work. People tell you that childbirth is painful, but afterwards you feel like you've been undersold. You would rather go and get a pot of worms than to go through that process again. But holding your twin boys feels worth it. It is a strange feeling bringing children into a world like this, with so much pain and suffering. Have you made the right choice? Are you doing enough to keep them safe? You've lost the only family you've ever known when you left the hunters. The only thing that you can do is what you've always done. Tackle whatever comes your way head on. Build a new family. Luckily, your years of experience with worms gives you something you can offer the hill folk. Your hunting days are behind you, but you know how to skin and butcher these monsters. Extra meat for the caravan to trade with and durable leather to make clothes gives you a place in the community. Life is still hard, but you want to make sure that your children have the best chance to survive what may come. You gotta have hope. Thank you for listening to my story, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like me to write one about you, please let me know down in the comments below, and don't forget to follow for more. Writing Stories for Book Talk, Part 53. I swear I haven't gone insane. Yet. Welcome to my series where I write my commenters as if they were characters in my upcoming story, Glassheart. RTJ, I took a look at your profile. It was your love of Call of Duty and poetry that inspired this story, and I hope you enjoy it. Just trying to stay sane in an insane world. You were brought up a soldier in the 8th's crew. Your leader seeks to unite the citizens of Third Sister by any means necessary. War is your life. Each day, there is another skirmish in the streets. Each night, another empty bottle at the bar to numb the pain. The pressure builds until you feel as if you're going to explode. You need an outlet before everything closes in. A way to let out the anger, the guilt, the pain. It started with a letter. You don't know why, but the words started to flow. Everything you had trapped inside started to pour out. At the bottom of the page, and there was still so much more to say. You write page after page. At first the thoughts are raw, confusing. The more you write, the better it becomes to organize your thoughts, evolving your wild writings into poetry. Poetry becomes your outlet, the tool to finally process what you've been through, a voice for your truth. The war continues. With each battle, more pages are filled. It becomes easier for you to fall asleep knowing that the horrors that you experience are trapped on the page. The writing clears the fog in your head, a moment to think. Is this the life you want or the life you were told? Is this even your war? You fight and fight. It continues with nothing to gain but more suffering. A united Third Sister sounds good, but the 8th's cost may be too high. Perhaps there are others amongst your group that feel the same way, others that voices have been silent, just waiting to be heard. You take it slow, carefully, sharing your words with those comrades you trust. Maybe something comes of it, maybe not. You're just trying to stay sane in an insane world. I hope you liked the story. Let me know your thoughts. And if you'd like me to write one about you, please let me know down in the comments below. And don't forget to follow for more. Stories for Book Talk, Part 54. Welcome to my series where I write my commenters as if they were characters in my upcoming story, Glassheart. Connor, your love for trumpets and music sent me down a rabbit hole today about musical theory. And because of that, I was inspired to write this. I hope you enjoy it. Life is music. Growing up in the Grove taught you the value of community. Everyone has a part to play, and the Grove always comes before the individual. As a sapling, you have no duties. The young are permitted to roam free, while others of your kind climb trees, splashed in the pond. You spend your time around the musicians. Each night around the evening meal, there would be music and dancing. During the day, you could always find at least one of them practicing. They would teach you the basics. Wind instruments were your favorite. You decide that if you're going to pass the thinning, you would pursue music. You figured your chances are pretty good. The electi usually like large, impressive trees to use as centerpieces. Bonded to a stout tree, you get overlooked for years. With each passing season, your hope grows a little bit brighter. Then one season, a high number of tributes were asked. As tradition, the saplings volunteered to go, but there weren't enough tributes this time. Thankfully, they passed over you, but then they showed interest in your best friend. It would have been their last thinning before setting roots and becoming a full member of the Grove. Without much thought, you volunteered before the electee could pick, signing your fate to their whim. It was a surprise to you that the electee taking you in would be Manasa the Dreamweaver, to live in her palace and entertaining her guest. Servant life was tough. Hobbs outside the Grove are treated little better than humans. It is best to be seen and not heard. The only part of your new life that gives you a little bit of joy is the music that you can hear playing down the halls. Electi have instruments never seen before, wind instruments made of brass. You take one of these, practicing when no one is looking, playing the songs you grew up listening to on Electi pipes. Your old life meets the new. A slow clap breaks your play session. Your mistress Manasa has been watching you. She tells you how beautiful you have played, and that tonight you shall entertain all of her guests. You can't help the thought that you have been thrown into the worm pit. But music is life. I hope you enjoyed the story, and if you'd like me to write one about you, please let me know down in the comments below, and don't forget to follow for more. Stories for Book Talk, Part 55. Welcome to my series where I write my commenters as if they were characters in my upcoming story, Glassheart. Demon, I took a look at your profile. This is what I wrote for you, and I hope you enjoy it. You can only push someone so far before they break. Ask anyone on the block, and not a single one of them will have a bad word to say about you. First and second sister residents will be the first to call third sister a lawless town, riddled with gangs. That simply isn't true. As peacekeeper, you work hard to keep the citizens of your district safe, always looking to build trust in the community, to let those under your care know that they have someone that they can turn to. Violence is almost a way of life in Dolrim, but as peacekeeper, you keep the streets as clean as possible. So long as innocents aren't harmed, you try to stay out of the businesses of Third Sister. There's always been an understanding between the gangs and the peacekeepers, a fragile balance that keeps Third Sister from falling into anarchy. What upsets that balance most, more than anything, are the Braga. They may be human, but they live outside of society, fanatics in service to the Trinity. They see themselves above humans, but to Third Sister, they are only the Huntress's hounds. One night the Braga came for your people, a rare occurrence but one every human fears. A cull. Humans are pulled from their homes in droves, never to be seen again. You did what you could, but the Braga are powerful. They are trained with glyphs their entire lives. And as the sun rises on Third Sister, you awaken in a gutter, battered but alive, if only barely. The now open territory always brings violence. Warlords are quick to jump in to expand their holdings. No peace is kept for the weeks after a cull. As you recover, the horrors of that night fill you. The Braga and their trinity, they're nightmares for all of humans. And you need to be a nightmare for them. You sell everything. Every shim you have available goes right into your skin. The Braga uses the Huntress's glyphs to terrorize humanity, and you will do the same. You will hunt them down and make them pay for what they have done to your people. They have pushed you too far, and now it is time to push back.